Hello, everybody. This is Global Warming Skeptic, and this is The Young Turks is Exposed, episode number 8. Today's topic, we're going to be doing a cross-reference between two videos. Now, first of all, let's do some backstory, because this is going to be important with the modern video. But here is a clip from The Young Turks.
So
you're right. It's a private.
Here's a clip of the Young Turks commenting on Donald Trump's comments of the Donald Sterling situation with the Los Angeles Clippers. If you recall, there was a private conversation, or a series of private conversations, between Donald Sterling and his former girlfriend concerning racial ideas. And Donald Trump at this time defended Donald Sterling, only saying he gave very bad answers, but also saying some pretty bad stuff about the girlfriend exposing private conversations and private data. And this is going to be important later on, so remember the Young Turks' response to this and their position.
Conversation, but it became very public.
wow. So, let's shift the emphasis away from Donald Sterling and onto the girlfriend, because that's the real bad person here. Terrible girlfriend from hell. She's the one who was recording him. And by the way, she alleges, I don't know if this is true, this is her allegation, that he would have her record all of their conversations because he's forgetful. So sometimes he would have to refer back to the tapes to remember certain things.
He wanted to remember all the awesome things that he said.
He
wanted to have a record of his great thoughts.
Well, she definitely reminded him.
Yes, yes, she did.
But go ahead, Dave.
I think this is a good time for us all to remind ourselves that Donald Trump is a game show host, and that's really all he is.
Okay, that's enough of that. So, to summarize, they don't seem to care so much about the fact that this is a private conversation and that the contents of this conversation was none of anybody's business. Now, let's see if we can go back to it.
In New Orleans.
Here we go. Ashley Madison leads the suicide. Let's see if we can find specifically.
Apparently, John Gibson was a pastor who was very helpful within his community, but he did struggle with depression and also a sex addiction. According to the Impact team, they said that those who would be outed would learn your lesson and make amends. Embarrassing now, but you'll get over it. Unfortunately, John Gibson did not get over it. His wife, Christy, said the following: he struggled with addiction and with depression and for other people. He couldn't conceive.
So, two different points here. One is about John Gibson, particular situation. But oftentimes, being a man is confused for a sex addiction. And porn, probably logically, that's wrong and evil anymore.
It's going to be with Anna, so bear with me.
Can depress. That led to that depression. Your life is normal.
Only believe that you yourself are a bad person, right? And again, we don't know what his situation was, but the point that I want to make about this is, again, no one knows the lives of all these people that were included in this leak. You don't know what their relationships are like. You don't know what kind of, depression issues they might have, what kind of addiction issues they might have, whatever. It doesn't even matter. It's none of your business. It's not up to you to get involved in their personal lives and out them publicly so they can be ridiculed by others. And
Oh, really? You guys see now? So, in the case of Donald Sterling, the fact that this was public information leaked out to humiliate him, and despite the fact that it was none of anybody's business what his positions were, what his private conversations were like, it's kind of meaningless in that case. But when you're talking about people in their sex lives, people and their habits, people and their routines, none of your business. Doesn't matter what they do. This is the hypocrisy we're talking about. The Young Turks and the fans and anybody randomly watching this. Do you understand this hypocrisy yet? This is the thing. What the Young Turks is going to do is say anything that satisfies their argument. They are full of confirmation bias, and they are full of bias, period. This is the thing with left-wing bias that you got to be careful of. People are going to use double standards, and if you don't have a history of knowing what these people support, you're going to get caught up in it, and it's going to look like legitimate news. And this is the worst thing about the Young Turks, is somehow they have convinced an audience of people that they are legitimate. They are not legitimate. I repeat, they are not legitimate, and this video demonstrates that they are not legitimate. Now, are you, and you don't have to like me. I know nobody's going to like me. I don't have charisma. I don't video edit. But here's the thing. Don't like me. But understand this. When you see a contradiction before your eyes, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to lament about how you dislike the creator of the video? Or are you going to focus the attention on where it needs to be? I don't need a single subscriber to make these. I'm making these because I can no longer stay silent and just listen to these guys continue to mislead others, and other left-wing media sources continue to mislead others. And even the right wing does it, but in particular, I'm concerned about this network, and this is what I'm going to cover. But anyhow, bottom line, the Young Turks, completely hypocritical about the right of somebody to their privacy. Thanks for listening. God bless.